Recently, a woman in Canada was freed from prison after serving 13 years after being wrongfully convicted of killing her 2-year-old son. From the Innocence blog, we find the story. Canadian woman finally cleared after 13 years in prison. It was posted on June 7, 2011 at 5:49 p.m. Tammy Marquardt walked out of an Ontario courtroom fully free for the first time since 1995. Before she was cleared, however, a Superior Court judge offered her an apology. "I appreciate that my words today may seem inadequate," Justice Michael Brown told Marquardt after the Crown withdrew the murder charge that she had been accused of killing her 2-year-old son. "But I offer you, Miss Marquardt, my deepest expression of regret for all you have endured as a result of this miscarriage of justice in this case. Nothing I can say to you today will repair the damage that has been caused to you," said the judge. Marquardt, 38, told reporters outside the courtroom that her nightmare is finally over. She served 13 years in prison before being released on parole 2 years ago. She was cleared with the help of the Association in Defense of Wrongly Convicted, a Toronto-based organization and member of the Innocence Network. AIDWYC has represented several people who were wrongfully convicted based on false testimony from a former medical examiner by the name of Charles Smith, whose work has been discredited in recent years. Smith testified that Marquardt's son had been strangled or suffocated when evidence instead showed that he died of an epileptic seizure. It is always a bittersweet moment when I hear about these stories like these. While I'm happy that the ordeal is over for Miss Marquardt, I can't help but feel angry thinking about her losing 13 years of her life because someone who was supposed to help uphold justice lied. She has lost 13 years of her family and friends, 13 years from her career, 13 years of technological and social advancements, 13 years of life. No amount of money can possibly compensate her pain and suffering. What is worse is that she is not only the only one. She is just one of the latest of a long list of people who are wrongly convicted. The sheer fact that she received such a long sentence in the first place, as odd as it sounds, was likely her saving grace. You see, the Innocence Project and other like organizations will not consider the case of someone who has received a relatively short sentence, such as that of a typical DUI offender. However, the problem is that there are a lot more folks who are accused of a DUI or similar crime every day in the United States than any other crime. What do you think the chances are of wrongful conviction there? Quite frankly, I think it's quite high, I would suggest. So, as we sit here and ponder the latest victory of the Innocence Project, let's also pause to think about those who are in fact innocent, but because of the length of their sentence, or the fact that it's, quote, only a misdemeanor, end quote, will not get attention. How can all these wrongful convictions be avoided? First, we need to look at the cause of the conviction. In this particular case, a medical examiner named Charles Smith, who was featured on our sister blog, The Truth About Forensic Science, had testified that Marquardt's son had been strangled or suffocated when evidence instead showed that he lied and he died instead of an epileptic seizure. As I've pointed out in the past, there are numerous problems that forensic labs, including bad practices and lying, permeate. Mishandled evidence, incorrect procedures, and inaccurate testimony are common problems in criminal cases, whether they be homicide cases or DUI. In DUI cases, the problem is more rampant because in most cases, the main piece of evidence is the toxicology report or the analytical chemistry report. You can protect yourself by choosing a lawyer who's an expert in forensic science and can challenge junk science and recognize it and expose it in court. This is why it's important for you to choose the right lawyer to fight your case. If you're facing a DUI in Pennsylvania, you can rest assured that the Pennsylvania DUI attorneys of the McShane firm will challenge the scientific evidence in your case and protect your rights.